The stream has started, and I'm now recording.
I'm so excited! Fan-fucking-tastic!
Yay.
Oh, may joy be unconfined.
Let's do this shit.
Hello, and welcome to this final boss fight nerd night. My name is John, and I am joined by slightly fewer people than I was hoping for.
Don't sound too disappointed, John. God.
As much as I love the people who are here, and I do, Sean is here,
I'll do.
and Queen Creeps is here.
Yo.
Jeff is in Italy.
Like the selfish bastard.
And oh no, go away. Tanny is not feeling well, and Jennifer has a series of pinched nerves down her back that are causing her to not be able to walk very far, if at all, at the moment, and she's currently very high on painkillers. So she might show up at some point, but at the moment I fear she's sleeping.
But if she doesn't, it's because she got high.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, basically. We are also joined, however, by Michael.
Michael!
Hey, how's it going?
Who the fuck are you?
Who's there?
I'm a newbie, so...
Michael is a new character. Michael is a new player to D&D. Michael, for anybody who is interested, is a friend of Random Shern and several other people who we are friends with. And when I went to Birmingham MCM, he said, "This D&D malarkey, I like the sound of that. I should do that thing you suggest, Scar, yes."
Here I am now. I'm regretting it now. It's too late. Oh, I'm just looking at like a power cut. Yeah.
And so he said, I like the sound of that D&D stuff. And
Yeah.
I said, that's cool. We should do something with that. And then I was going to have him on as a temporary character. And then plans for that sort of have repeatedly fallen through. And then I was like, actually, we're down a few players at the moment. So...
Fuck it!
Do you want to just join the game? And
I literally jumped off my chair.
just play the game with us? And so he's going to do that thing. But what's going to be different is because I very rapidly tonight was told, hey, people aren't here. I went, oh shit, we need some content for the stream. Otherwise it's just going to be me sitting around with two of my friends and we're going to be doing stuff and we're going to make a character, basically. Normally, what I would have done is, between the games, I would have made Michael's character with him. And then I would have surprised everybody with, hey, there's this new voice and new guy. So there's a slight difference with this guy.
Think about it. Like, you know, it'll be a surprise for the other guys.
It'll be a surprise for the other guys, and this new character will show up some point soon.
I'm like, who the hell are you? It's like, oh, hi. I've been here all this
Sinister
time.
Gaming, hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow.
Hi, give us your money.
If you give your bank details...
If you would load your bank details in. No, hello and welcome, Sinister Gaming. Take up your sword and let's take this final boss fight on together. I said the thing. Hey, Sin. It's nice to see you at one of my streams, rather than just dropping in on your streams of Sims and World of Warcraft.
Is that a person, or is he just like talking about like the concept of sin?
Just the concept of sin. Hi, it's no Sinister.
It's wonderful to talk to you.
Sinister Gaming is another streamer that I follow, and she streams Sims and World of Warcraft. And
Oh, you got me at Sims.
you should go and follow her and watch her stuff. And also, she does photography, and
Okay.
she has a Patreon for that. But I have a Patreon too, and you should follow that as well. Yeah.
Oh, I need to get a Patreon. I need to get a
Um,
Patreon. It's any excuse to, post naked photos. Cosplayer wise.
oh, and she plays Overwatch as well, because
Oh yeah.
I know all the things she plays. I don't actually know all the things she plays. I'm not a creepy stalker guy, but
I know absolutely everything she plays.
I know all of the
Barbie Force
things.
Adventure. Hmm.
I just pimped yourself. You don't need to pimp yourself. I can pimp yourself.
I will pimp all of you fuckers.
Pimp my ride.
Pimp all y'all.
I'll move to the north of the plains of Jaghol. The demons will bask in my blood.
Corvo
What?
gave us bit. Yay!
Corvo!
We got money! Admittedly only 10 pence, but yeah!
Woo! 10p!
That's 10 pence. They can't even buy you a Freddo.
I could go get myself a Freddo.
That's 1/100th of a penny sweet, I'll have you know.
100th of a penny sweet.
Yay. Thank you, Corvo. Right, let's play this game. Ow, I just banged my elbow.
Well, that'll learn you.
Learn me.
Ace Assassin 0. Yay, Corvo. Annoyingly, the one time Corvo shows up and does things awesome like that, I don't have his mask to hand to go, look, I've got your mask. Because it's downstairs.
When the fuck does Corvo have a mask?
The Dishonored Mask, I have the Dishonored Mask.
Oh shit, nice.
Because I have the collector's edition for Dishonored 2, which I should at some point play.
It would be helpful to do that thing.
But just not today.
I mean, not today, now, because I have things to do.
Not today.
I mean, if anybody turns up who's a hitman, I've got that. I've got Ezio's sword to hand. I've even got Bob the Doom Chicken. Oh, that fell over. Bob the Doom Chicken is here.
I've got a selection of Funko Pops. That's about it.
I mean, I've got... Who's over there?
Including my snazzy Roadhog. I've got my snazzy Roadhog.
I've got Gideon.
I have toilet roll next to me.
I have a Fallout Force laser
Is this
rifle.
gonna be like just us doing inventories of our current locations?
It's like
I have a fidget cube.
I have played a game where you had to fight the undead, and basically your character sheet, anything in your inventory kind of had to be within arm's reach of where you were when you were making your character, so you just had to kind of come up with, like, I can use this to hit them with, and I've got this this kitchen knife. 1 second.
In this case, I do have a Bowie knife with me right now.
no, you put all the kitchen utensils next to you. You go, right, guys, I'm ready. Okay, don't ask how this stuff is right in front of me.
In this one drawer, I have a Bowie knife, a variety of pencils, and a throwing knife. Is that?
I mean, I've got the Master Sword, but you know,
I have a Pokeball.
Don't want to brag.
Would a Pokeball be okay?
Well, that depends entirely upon what's in the Pokeball.
Let's go.
D&D.
Yummy.
D&D. This is
Gummy.
This is-
the gummy.
this is going to be a weird game because we're going to be paying more attention to the stream, and which is
We
a
are.
difference. We're going to be paying attention to the chat, at least for most of it, and we're also going to be making a character.
Yeah.
Yay.
And we're going to have
I'm
two.
drinking rum and Monster.
We're going to have two people commentating on what is happening as we make the character.
Okay.
So that's you, Amy, and you, Sean. Just to be clear, who is commentating and who is making a character?
What do we do?
You're
We're just going to talk over them.
going to be here to just talk about things.
Okay, Hello, chat. My name is Queen Creeps, and today we're going to be doing some talking.
Yay!
Yay. So, Michael, we've discussed this a little bit already.
Yes, of course.
And so we've got your character is going to be a cleric,
Yes.
and you are going to be a hill dwarf.
What the fuck
It's a hill. It's a dwarf that lives on hills.
Why do you all insist on being small?
There's nothing wrong with a hill dwarf.
I mean, to be fair, there are also very few races that are bigger than human. There are...
It's like, who?
I mean, elves are technically lanky.
Technically, a dragonborn can be taller than a human. Then there's Goliaths and Furbolgs are actually like 7.
Goliaths and Furbolgs are huge. Elves are probably slightly taller than the average human.
Yeah.
And then everything else is about human size, and then there's the little races.
And then, yeah, you've got the dwarves and the gnomies.
Nice.
And halflings.
And the halflings.
And I think Kenku are technically smaller as well.
Sinister, I just picked up this microphone because the sound used to be super bad with this microphone, but now I have this microphone, which is a Rode NT USB microphone, and
It's not my microphone, you copycat.
I was recommended it by Queen and Gamehog and Spammels. All said, you need to get a better microphone. And so I did.
I've still got my Blue Yeti that serves me well.
Maritime Maddie, hello! I'm good.
Wait.
Maddie says, hey, how are you today?
Sorry, she and Scar are the same colour, so I got confused.
Oh, everybody's being nicely different colours on my chatbot at the moment. It was weird the other day because somebody came in and was the same colour as other people.
God damn it.
Okay, so we've got a Hill Dwarf Cleric. We need some numbers.
5,
28.
3.
Okay, I'll be more specific.
Yes.
We're going to roll some numbers.
We're going to roll some dice, virtual
Okay.
dice, and we're going to make some numbers. These are for your abilities. So in D&D, you have 6 abilities. You're a noob, so I'll explain it to you, and it'll also be a way to explain this sort of thing to chat, in case you guys haven't played D&D before. If you have played D&D before, gloss over this bit.
Wait. I've done my research. Can I guess what the 6 ones are?
Yes.
Okay. Is there strength,
Yep.
Yes.
dexterity,
Yep.
constitution,
Yep.
intelligence,
Yep.
wisdom, and charisma?
Correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
I've been doing my research.
Good.
Thanks, fuck for that.
It helps. So basically, the way that I explain this is the fun way that I've seen online is explaining the D&D stats with tomatoes. Strength. Strength is your ability to crush a tomato between your hand. Dexterity is your ability to avoid a tomato thrown at your head. Constitution is your ability to eat a bad tomato and survive. Intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit.
I was going to say a tomato. Well, it's just that tomato. It's not a tomato. It's a rock.
Yeah, this is actually a potato.
Wisdom. Wisdom is knowing to not put a tomato in a fruit salad. And charisma is your ability to sell a tomato-based fruit salad.
That sounds great to me.
And there you go, the D&D statistics, as explained with a tomato.
The tomato always helps, says Scar.
I explained it to both Scar and Maddie with the tomato analogy, so...
It's a very useful analogy. It's quite... It tells what everything is.
Yeah.
The next time I'm going to see John, I'm going to get a tomato for him. Like, hey, John.
I'm just going to throw a tomato at him.
I'm just going to have so much random fruit at the next convention, because apparently...
No, he got a -1 dexterity.
Because bananas have come up in the other game for some reason.
Yep.
And people keep threatening to get me bananas, and so now I'm going to get bananas and tomatoes.
Oh, that's a disgusting combination.
It doesn't sound great. Anyway, the way that we decide your stats are you roll 4 6-sided dice, and you take away the lowest number.
Okay.
The easy way to do this is in the chat window at the side of Roll20.
Yep.
You type /roll space 4d6d1.
Wait, in the chat, yeah.
So in the chat box,
Okay, say it again. Okay, yeah.
slash roll space
Slash roll space
4d6d1.
D6D1. Yep.
And then hit enter.
Okay.
Not a great start, but we'll move on from there. If you then hit up in the chat window, it will recycle to the last input you put.
What do you mean hit up?
So the up arrow key.
Arrow up, and it will do the thing.
Hang on, you broke out.
So
Say it again.
if you go into the chat window and just press the up arrow,
Up arrow.
it
Okay,
should refill it with the last thing you put.
And do it again.
And then just hit the enter again, and you need 6 numbers, so we need 5 more.
And one more.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That went fast, but yes. There we
There
go.
Well, we have our 6.
We have 6 numbers. Not
2 of them are pretty bad.
stellar. I'll be honest with you, you've not rolled well, but we'll roll with it.
We'll roll with it. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a cleric, wisdom should be your highest score.
Of course.
Your second highest should be either strength or constitution.
Let's go for strength.
So we're going to put the 13s in wisdom and strength. You've then got 2 10s and 2 8s.
So we'll put the 10 in constitution.
Yep.
What ones am I missing now?
Dex, int, and charisma. Dexterity, intelligence, and charisma.
Let's go charisma 10. And then the other 2 are 8.
So dex of 8 and int of 8. So basically, what I'm looking at here, you're fairly strong, you're fairly wise, you're not that spry, and you're not that intelligent. You're a little bit thick. You're not incredibly thick. You're not
completely stupid, but you're a little bit.
You're a little bit less intelligent than the average person.
It's basically saying I have no common sense.
Common sense technically comes off of your wisdom.
Oh, fair enough.
So you've got fair amounts of common sense. It's more the book learning. You're a bit...
Oh, no.
You maybe didn't pay attention in school.
Oh, no. For a cleric as well. Well, you know. Religion is my forte.
Where is the dwarf?
Ugh. I just tell you it's not religion. Religion's and intelligence based.
Yeah, religion is the 7th skill.
Scar says, "Told you, welcome to hell." Maddie
No.
says, "Nah, he's not in hell until he's in the game. Right now, he's in purgatory."
He's not in hell until he starts playing, and then we set fire to everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna use a spell. Oh no.
So, good news. Being a dwarf, your constitution goes up by 2.
Hooray.
And being a hill dwarf, your wisdom goes up by 1.
Excellent.
Because hill dwarves are slightly more wise.
So that means I'm still as dumb as fuck.
You're still a bit dumb.
You're still
okay.
dumb, but you're worldly wise.
That's good then.
So, dwarves, in terms of age, dwarves are considered young until they reach the age of 50.
Yes.
On average, dwarves live to be 350 years old. So your character is somewhere between those two numbers.
Between the first one, which was what?
Between 50 and 350.
50 and 300. Okay then.
So you've got some leeway there into how old a dwarf you are.
Are you an old fuck? Alright.
No, I'll say I'm probably in my hundreds. You know, I'm mature, shall we say? I've been round. I know my story.
Fair enough.
Dwarves also stand somewhere between 4 and 5 feet in height, and average about 150 pounds. And that means that in your bio, I write, you are size category medium. Your average walking speed is 25 feet, because you've got little stubby legs.
Welcome to the 25 club.
Don't mention it.
But, Sean,
Yes.
his movement speed is not reduced if he wears heavy armor.
Hell, I'm a fucking, I'm a druid. I don't wear heavy armor.
You have the following traits. You have dark vision,
Yay.
which means you are accustomed to life underground. You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, and in total darkness as if it was dim light.
Cool.
Which means you save on torches. Like most of the party, except for Queen and Talon, who are humans.
Cool, man.
It'll have its
Humans,
advantages.
humans who can't see in the dark.
I'm completely blind here.
You also have Dwarven Resilience.
Ooh, Dwarven resilience. That sounds very important.
That means you have advantage on saving throws against poison, and are resistant to poison damage.
Excellent.
So
Guys,
you are
Don't throw me in. Yeah.
you are less likely to be poisoned, and if you do take damage from poison, you only take half the damage.
So, guys, don't start throwing me in poisonous things, please.
So what we've learnt from this is you can
It
be
means
thrown
you're
into
going
poisonous
first.
things.
Yeah, it means you're going head first into anything poisonous.
Guys, there's some poisonous snakes on the floor. Maybe we need to go around and you just push me. You just like climb on top of me.
You
And then-
carry the entire party.
And then my face is on the floor, but I do like a thumbs up, like, happy to help you guys.
It's
Just
cool.
keep going. Just keep going. Don't worry about me.
Oh god, it hurts. Oh god.
Yeah, I get hit by something poisonous. I make a big deal about it. No. Poisons!
Oh God!
Oh, hang on, wait. Resistance. Continue, John.
I was taking advantage of the fact that you guys were talking to write in some of the proficiencies you gain, because as a dwarf you gain the proficiencies in the battle axe, the hand axe, the throwing hammer, and the war hammer, because they teach all dwarves how to use hammers and axes. Because you're a dwarf.
That's the dwarven way.
You are also proficient with the artisan's tools of your choosing. You can either be a blacksmith, you can have brewer's supplies, or you can have mason's tools.
So, the mason's tools of what?
Stonemasonry.
Stonemasonry. Now, are these guys able to give me advice?
Yes. If they want to. They don't have to. You can ask. They can choose not to answer.
Me? I don't know.
The question is that what do we need? What do you guys need? If you need someone to sharpen your tools, then the blacksmith will be there, making new weapons.
I mean, it's what do the tools entail? Because hang on, you've got the
I mean, you've also got Xanthar's Guide to Everything there, Sean.
I have every fucking book, John.
Corvo, I feel we're going to lose you in half an hour.
I feel we're going to lose you in about half an hour.
If you could maybe let us know what's happening in that, that'd be great.
So, Smith's tools.
Because I have an Xbox and I'd like to know.
Okay. Smith's tools include hammers, tongs, charcoal,
Thank you.
rag, and stones. And it's quite good for knowing the history on metallurgic things, investigating weapons and what tools would be used for, and repairing shit. Masons tools. Components are a trowel, a hammer, a chisel, brushes, and a square.
Woo!
Fucking hell. This expertise aids you in identifying stone buildings' date and constructions, their purposes, investigating such things. Certain demolition requirements would be your forte in masonry as well. And brewers, it's brewing shit. You get like pitchers and hops and herbs and shit like that, and you can brew shit, and I believe you can like determine.
I think there's some poison stuff in there as well that you can like.
Poison stuff as well in there. Hold on.
This has been
This is poisonous. Let me drink it.
Yep.
Brewer's tools include a large glass jug, a quantity of hops, a siphon, and several feet of tubing. You gain proficiency in brewer's supplies, gives you additional insights on intelligent history checks concerning events that involve alcohol as a significant element. Medicine, anyone suffering from alcohol poisoning and can use alcohol to dull pain. Persuasion, you know exactly what to give people to get them pissed.
So basically a chemist.
Yeah.
Basically.
And potable water, you know how to create drinkable water out of water that would not normally be drinkable.
Maddie thinks she's just heard the word mason more times in the last 30 seconds than the entire rest of her life.
Mason.
I think the brewery sounds much. That sounds important.
Brewing can be fun. So
let's do that then. Brewing.
Brewers.
I have chosen Bulbasaur.
What? Bulbasaur's evolving.
What attribute does that come off of, Sean?
Brewing. Brewer's tools. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember how you determine these.
I'll just put query attribute.
History, medicine, wisdom. History is probably intelligence, I would have thought. Because in Xanathar's it kind of varies. It just tells you, like, you could use it for history, medicine, persuasion.
Fair enough. You have.
What you're using it for.
You also gain the following: stone cunning. You're a dwarf and you know stonework. If at any point you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient with the history skill and gain double your proficiency bonus to that check. Because you're a dwarf and you really know how stonework looks.
You know stone.
I know stonework.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Perfect.
live in mountains and caves and hills, you know stone.
You speak common and...
It's because I rock.
I'm not angry. I'm just deeply disappointed.
No.
I just like that Queen has been quiet for the whole of that and then just...
Yeah.
It's because she's like judging me each time I make a wrong decision.
Rock fun.
You speak common and dwarvish, which is useful.
That's Irish.
Full of hard consonants and guttural sounds.
Right there, laddies.
And
Let's go.
Whose characteristics spill over into whatever other language dwarf might speak.
I'm Swedish.
So no matter what you're speaking, there's always a twang of dwarvish in there.
Something.
As a hill dwarf, you also gain the ability of Dwarven Toughness, which means that you are your hit point maximum increases by 1 every level you go up.
Interesting.
You cut off there, John. I didn't hear that.
So basically, your hit point maximum increases by 1, and it increases by 1 every level you go up. So you
That's
get
pretty cool.
you get more hit points than the average cleric, and you'll gain additional hit points every level,
Yay!
which will hopefully keep you alive. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, you guys have got to keep me alive.
Unless you roll completely shit for your hit points.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
that doesn't happen often.
It happens quite often, John.
Doesn't happen a lot.
You're supposed to be
Maddie
gradually easing me in this.
Maddie says that she appreciates a good pun.
It's because it's sedimentary.
Oh, I can treat you to all nights of good puns.
I'm concerned.
You
I
should
need,
be.
I need an adult. I need an adult.
Aren't you like the adultiest of us adults?
I think you'll find that's John.
Hi. I'm the adultiest adult. Whoever adulted.
Who
Says the
adult?
one that has grenades.
I have grenades.
He has grenades.
What adult has grenades?
Lots of them. That's how we just don't have huge grenade accidents. Adults have the grenades.
Yeah. So then when there's grenade accidents, we can blame them.
So as a cleric, at first level, you would gain 8 hit points plus your constitution modifier, which is 1. So 9 hit points. But because you're a hill dwarf, you get 10 hit points. Yay!
I didn't hear that.
You
You keep on cutting out.
you have 10 hit points.
10 hit points.
You're cutting out. You have 10 hit points, yes.
Really?
At level 1, you had 10 hit points. We will level you up to level 7, because otherwise you'll just go squish the second the party fights anything.
You'll just before combat starts, you'll just explode.
Hey,
Scar is happy that we made reference to Space Odysseus, and Scar is also saying that Amy is slowly going into madness. I question the
What?
slowly
No.
and the going into.
Yeah.
Oh, please. I'm gonna go deep into it, alright?
I think she's already there.
I was there since the day I was born.
Yeah, I believe you'll find she was born there, wasn't she?
Ace Assassin says, madness, this.
I mean, Corvus had to put up with it for 2 years. so I
Queen
don't
Creeps
blame
we're talking about.
I was wondering
I was-
if you were going this is Sparta thing.
I was wondering if we were going to go, this is Sparta, or this is Queen Creeps. I didn't know where we were going to go with that, but Scar agrees. And apparently, Iz got censored out because he was speaking too quickly, and so Twitch slapped him.
No.
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 You're not allowed to eat. No.
As a cleric, you gain proficiency in light armor, medium armor, and shields.
fantastic.
Sean, while I write this in, do you want to explain what proficiency in armor and things means for him?
Proficiency in armor. With armor, do you add your proficiency bonus to armor? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, actually.
I don't think you do. Either way, with proficiency in armor, is you can use them effectively. So, you know, if you were to wear a piece of heavy armor right now, you wouldn't be able to. I think with most things, unless you're proficient in it, you won't be able to cast any of your spells in heavy armor. I don't believe, unless you gain something that gives you proficiency in it. Proficiency in weapons is you gain a +2. You gain your proficiency bonus to any attack roll you make with that weapon, and your damage rolls with that weapon.
Maddie says, plot twist, Queen Creeps is Sparta.
Oh, darling, I can be anything you want me to be.
Okay, so
that sends shivers down my spine. Then.
that aside,
That's what I do.
she sends
Oh.
she sends shivers down all of the spines. You are also proficient in 2 of the following skills: history, insight, medicine, persuasion, or religion.
I would advise anything that isn't intelligence based.
So religion.
Religion's intelligence.
Plot twist, this has become the most interesting D&D session ever, says Scar.
I know. I have so much fucking
Ap-
buff.
Apparently, this is what the people wanted.
So I've got to choose 2 of the 4.
You get to choose 2 of those 5. History,
okay.
insight, medicine, persuasion, or religion.
This-
I mean, religion makes sense for your character
exactly. It
class.
does, doesn't it? So I need to take religion.
'Cause,
Okay.
well, you got minus. So technically, taking religious would put you to a flat, because you've got
A flat
minus
0.
2. At the moment, you got +2. That will give you
+2.
That will give you +2. So then you'll be at flat. So you'll be as good as
Actually,
any-
he's only at a -1 for intelligence
Oh yes, actually,
modifier,
technically,
so he's at a
you'll do +1.
he's at a +1. Except he's now at level 7, so he's got +2.
+2.
So would you say persuasion would be for charisma?
Persuasion comes off of your charisma, yes.
Okay then.
What were the other things he gets as well? What were the other things?
History, insight, or medicine.
Mm,
History is
History is
intelligence based.
intelligence.
Insight and medicine
Yeah.
are wisdom based.
I've got 2 in wisdom. So what does insight? Remind me again what insight. So
Insight is being able to see, like, if somebody's hiding something or lying to you.
being
It's
able
sort
to
of
read.
being able to read a person.
You're lying against religion.
It's like, if someone's like blatantly, oh, cows do fly, even though you're really stupid. Like, well, hang on a minute, this guy doesn't sound truthful.
So
Hang on. There's something going on here. Yeah, I think he's lying.
So, for instance, in the last session of Tomb of Annihilation last week, Scar's character Theodos got upset by something and didn't tell anybody, just got upset by it. Everybody got to make an insight check to see that he was feeling bad about something, and they got a chance to act on it because they rolled high enough to notice his emotions.
Right.
Something he was trying to hide, but he sort of had, how well did he hide it?
Okay, I see.
So that would be where insight comes in. History.
Yeah, something that isn't necessarily said.
History is basically book learning about the past.
Well, that's out because my intelligence is -1.
Medicine is the literal application of medicine.
Like, am I intelligent enough to read a book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm intelligent enough to read a book. Let's just say
Well,
that.
Yeah.
We're not fucking stupid, but you're just not.
I'm not helmet intelligent.
You're sort of you're a C or D level. Like,
Oh, right. That's all right.
So,
you know,
certain, like,
if you're
very long
doing-
words, be like, I don't know.
if you're doing
Wow.
GCSEs, you're at a C or a D. We're not like
But I was a C and D.
well, there you go.
There you go.
Play
then,
to
okay.
type.
Right then. Let's go.
I don't play this character. It's-
Yeah, Maddie, as
think-
Maddie says, you can read a book, but you'd prefer if there are a few pictures in it.
Let's go for history then.
Okay.
Let's go for history.
I might
Also,
sneeze.
I kind of fluffed up the proficiency thing. If you wear a piece of armor that you lack proficiency in, you have disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll that involves strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells.
Okay. You can start with your choice of the following equipment.
Okay.
Oh, new card!
Oh my god, we're still going.
Yeah, we are. Sorry about this.
This is like
I'm so sorry, guys. Like,
I'm like so sorry.
We'll take a break in the middle of this and do some gameplay stuff, and then we might come back to this at
I
the
don't
end.
want to take a break. I just want to play the game.
let's just get through it. Let's just get through it. Go.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
You can pick a mace or a warhammer.
Warhammer.
Wasn't even any thought there.
Warhammer. Go next.
You can pick scale mail, leather armor. What's chainmail come under, Sean?
Chainmail, I believe, is heavy.
You can pick leather armor or scale mail.
Let's go for leather.
I'm just making 100% sure here. Chainmail is heavy, yeah.
Yeah, apparently Scar says you're not a Jedi, Amy.
Oh well, suck a dick.
That's not what the Jedi Code says.
To be perfectly frank, who the fuck would want to be a Jedi?
You can have a light crossbow.
What is that?
You can have a light crossbow, or an light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon.
Simple weapons include
Define simple, like a dagger or something.
clubs, daggers, great clubs, hand axes, javelins, light hammers, maces, quarterstaffs, sickles, and spears.
Let's just go for the crossbow.
So it is a light crossbow
Light.
and bolts. Crossbow bolts.
Crossbow bolts.
It will now be my religious crossbow.
It shall be.
I shoot religion at people.
Fair enough. Sean, be prepared for this one. A priest pack
Priest pack. Fucking
or
hell,
an explorer's pack.
Priest pack or explorer's pack.
Yep.
Which one is interesting you? I don't really want to go through all of them.
So I get to choose one or the other.
You get to pick either a priest's pack.
I shall detail them both. Explorer's pack includes a backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, and a water skin. The pack also has 50 feet of hempen rope. The priest's pack includes a backpack, blanket, 10 candles, a tinderbox, an arms box, 2 blocks of incense, a censer, vestments, 2 days of rations, and a water skin.
Explorer's pack.
Done and done.
Explorer's pack. You have a shield.
I have a shield. Yep. Excellent.
And a holy symbol.
Is the holy symbol on the shield?
No, it would be like a necklace.
It tend to be like a pendant or a bracelet or ring.
Okay then. So I could just throw it in people's faces. Look at this.
That's kind of the idea, yeah.
This is my religion. Religion.
The power of religion compels you.
Religion.
I mean, that is literally one of the things you get to do.
The power of nondescript religion.
Religion.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Right.
You have spellcasting. You are a conduit for divine powers. You can cast cleric spells.
You have all of them. Next.
You have all of them, and you have slots that you get to prepare them.
Exactly.
You also need to choose a divine domain related to your deity.
Now I've been looking at this. I've been doing some research on my domains,
Okay.
Okay.
and the one I'm going to go for is the light domain.
Light.
I believe is it called light?
It is called light.
Gives you
Yep.
like,
That's the one.
light things.
It gives me light things.
It gives you light things. It
Although
gives
admittedly,
you...
like, third level gives you scorching ray. There's nothing to simply sneeze at. So-
Indeed. You get Burning Hands, Fairy Fire, Flaming Sphere, and Scorching Ray. I believe he doesn't have 5th level spells just yet.
Nope.
But you also gain the Light Cantrip.
No, he's a few levels away from having 5th level spells. So
Daylight and Fireball.
Yeah, you don't have those just yet.
Oh, okay. Remind me the god's name of the light again. What's his name?
Lathander.
Thander's the one usually.
Thander. Okay.
Lathander.
Lathander. Lathander! Oh, no, fuck it. I'm going to say religion. Religion!
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 He also goes by the name the Morning Lord.
Religion, Morning Lord.
Also goes by Inspiration's Dawn and the Rose and the Gold God.
There you go. You also gain the ability of Warding Flare.
Religion!
At first level, you can interpose divine light between yourself and an attacking enemy. When you are attacked by a creature within 30 feet of you that you can see, you just kind of flash a light in its face and it gets disadvantage.
Religion!
Sharp spine line!
Now.
Religion!
You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, which is 2. You then regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And starting at 2nd level, you can use your Channel Divinity to harness the sunlight, banishing darkness and dealing radiant damage to your foes. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and any magical darkness within 30 feet of you is dispelled, and any hostile creature within 30 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw, or take radiant damage equal to 2d10 plus your cleric level on a failed saving throw, or half as much on a successful saving throw.
Religion.
So you make a religion burst of light.
Religion.
Maddie now says that she's heard the word religion more times in the last 2 minutes than throughout the rest of her life. And as Corvo says, 7 minutes to go until the...
Religion!
Hey, Maddie, would you like to know the power of religion?
And as you are 7th level, you also gain the ability to use your warding flare against creatures other than yourself, so you can cast a bright light in the face of anybody who attacks any creature within 30 feet of you. So you can protect your friends with a bright light to their opponents' faces.
Take that, religion. Oh, I need to stop.
At 2nd level, you also gain the ability to channel divinity. You gain the ability to channel divine energies directly from your deity, Lathander, using that energy to fuel magical effects. You start with 2 such effects, Turn Undead, and the ability to make a bright light.
Don't make it sound too shit.
Make a bright light.
Air guitarist cheers 100 bits saying, Religion!
Religion!
Mason!
You can use your channel divinity ability twice between long rests. Oh, you actually get your channel divinity back with either a long or a short rest. And you can use it twice between rests.
Just gotta keep on resting.
So basically, yeah, you have to rest fairly frequently, but that's fine. So, if you are confronted with the undead, you can present your holy symbol and speak a prayer ushering them away. Each undead creature that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If that creature fails, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. A turned creature must spend its turn moving away from you as fast as it can, and it cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also cannot take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action to try and escape, or to try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there is nowhere for it to move, it can also use the dodge action. And because you are 5th level or above, if an undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, it is instantly destroyed if its challenge rating is at or below a certain threshold. So, very weak undead creatures, you just prayer them to death.
It depends. Okay, so what is my command for this prayer?
It's up to you, basically.
You wanted to be.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll think about that.
Maddie is now going to start a tally from here on out to see how many times Crumpet says Mason, Michael says religion, or Queen just whispers.
Well, I'm just sad that he didn't pick Mason's tools.
You also have gained the 4th level. When you reached 4th level, your ability scores can improve. So you can either increase one of your ability scores by 2, or you can increase 2 of your ability scores by 1.
Awesome.
So what do you want to do?
Let's go for the second one.
And
2 by 1.
which 2 of them would you like to increase?
Let's go for.
So what I'll point out is that at odd-numbered levels, your ability score modifier goes up.
So my dexterity is at -1.
So you're basically, if you put your strength up by 1, your ability score for strength, your ability score modifier for strength will go up. But none of your other abilities are at the odd-numbered point. So if you put any of the rest of them up by 1, you won't see a mechanical benefit.
Right then. So
if you put any of the rest of them up by 2, the number increases.
Let's do that then. That'd be better, wouldn't it?
I can advise.
I just want to go. Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, that would be my advice: is to put.
I'll take your advice, John.
Air Guitarist has also used his ability as an editor on my channel to add the Mason count.
Mason?
What a hack.
And has added the command for my bot that I'm assuming he's restricted to himself or several people to add that count.
Well, this is a very silly thing to do, Mason.
Is there one for religion? Is there a Tech the Ninja bot for religion?
There isn't yet, no.
Not yet. We're working on it, don't you worry.
It will come. It will come.
So he has restricted it so that not everybody can up it. That's good for him. Well done.
Yeah, John. Yeah, I think we should go for your advice.
So which of your stats would you like to improve?
I think it should be intelligence.
Which basically means at some point between starting and getting to... he has now added the religion counter.
What about the Mason counter?
You've got the Mason counter.
Oh, is it still there? Is the Mason counter still there?
Yeah.
What about the Mason counter? Mason?
Yeah, it is.
You are actually increasing it faster than the bot can keep up, so...
Oh, yeah, don't worry. One was already missed. I already saw that.
Hey, Sean. It's going okay. People have added things to my bot now, and Yeah. We're most of the way through making a new character for Michael, who you will know as Michael.
Hi, Sean.
Michael. He's not a Mason.
Michael, known as Michael.
Well, I mean, I assume she doesn't know you by any other name.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't think many people know you as that name.
So what's next, John?
Right. Basically, we've gone through everything you get as a cleric for up to 7th level. Except for the spells,
Fantastic.
which we can add in.
Okay,
Because basically you get all of them.
Yay.
good.
You can prepare a number equal to your wisdom modifier plus your cleric level. You have
Excellent.
a number prepared today.
Okay, really?
What?
AG
Okay.
just added the command Michael, which gets the
Michael?
bot to message who?
Michael?
Michael?
Corvo says, new Halo game. Infinite.
It's an infinite one?
I don't know.
Does it have any masons in it? This is fun.
Okay, so the next thing we need to do is your background.
Oh my god!
We've had another few days of
I
this.
feel so sorry. I feel so sorry for Amy.
Well, to be perfectly fair, is that, you know, we wouldn't be doing this if everyone just wasn't sick.
That's the problem, really.
So you guys have to just blame me, yeah?
No, we'll blame them.
For a start,
In fact, I'm just, first of all, I blame Dave. And secondly...
for a start, let's get your trinket.
Best bit.
Is it how much more do we have to get through this till we actually play the game?
Not long. Not long.
Good.
Exactly, Scar. God damn it, Dave.
I mean... Oh, Maddie, you're not sick too. God damn it.
Well, everyone's stopped being sick.
Everyone's dying, hooray.
Michael, could you roll me a D100?
Sorry, it's the Black Death, sir.
So if you type /roll1
Roll one D.
D100.
I would love it. I would
D100.
love it was something to do with being a mason.
Hang on. Roll one
D100.
100. Yep.
Hit enter.
What do we got?
What do we get? I want a drum roll here.
I'm not seeing the... 19!
19?
Ow!
A pipe that blows bubbles.
Is that an item? Is that my
Yep.
inventory?
That's a thing in your inventory.
That's a thing that...
You have that. So,
Maddie says, wow, thanks, Amy. Yeah, got like a 24 or 48 hour stomach bug. Loads of fun.
Oh.
Pussy.
Sorry.
So,
And I had a sore throat and I couldn't sing 7 days.
you have a background, which is what your character did before... Where's my backgrounds page gone?
I don't know.
There it is.
um,
What your character did before becoming an adventurer.
There is an arrow to the knee joke right there, but we're not going to say it.
Before becoming an adventurer, not after.
No, he had an arrow to the knee, then he became an adventurer. It's a weird.
yeah, now I've got
AG, I thought you said you were going to stop.
But he's not.
He has not stopped.
I shall never stop.
He has now added the who command
Oh,
that basically gets the bot to say, I have no idea who random user in the chat is. speak up and say something, and it works every minute. And he's used it. The first time he used it, the Tech Ninja Bot said, "I have no idea who Tech Ninja Bot is."
Huh.
Okay. So
Anyway.
what's next?
Background. This is what your character did prior to being an adventurer.
Okay.
You can pick from the following options. Air guitarist, see you later.
Bye.
Have a good evening of
Debauchery.
breaking into my stream and randomly adding lots of messaging things that my bot can do now. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. I want to play a game with you this week, AG. One night this week, we're going to play a game. Not Monday or Wednesday or Tuesday.
Not quite as threatening when John does it. It's much more threatening when Jigsaw does it.
Okay, 1 second. I want to play a game.
Yeah.
With you, AG. You on stream. But we'll talk about that. You can be an acolyte. Basically, you spent your life in the service of a temple. You can be a charlatan. You were a con man. You can be a criminal. You were a criminal. You could have been an entertainer. You could be a folk hero. You could be a guild artisan. You could be a hermit. You could be a nobleman. You could be an outlander. You could be a sage. You could be a sailor. You could have been a soldier. You could be an urchin.
I was thinking criminal will be an interesting one because it's like I used to be a criminal and now I've turned my ways to religion.
It's an option.
It won't affect the story, will it?
Not majorly.
Let's go for criminal.
I mean, it will basically mean that your character background is you were a criminal, and so that may come up.
You get a few, and you also get like a few things, like a few proficiencies based around being a criminal. And stuff
But I
like that.
turned my ways. Like I was a criminal.
But you still learn things.
You
from
still
being-
know things that you could do at the time.
Of course,
You know,
yeah.
like, you know, I think possibly you get sleight of hands.
You get deception and stealth. You also gain tool proficiencies in a gaming kit of your choice and thieves' tools.
So yeah, if you get a set of these tools, you can use them because you learn how to use them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What gaming set would you like? Sean, see you around. I'm going to be playing a game with you as well in the week. Wednesday night, Sean and I are going to be playing Minecraft.
Oh shit, too. I just got somebody banned from a server. Whoopsie!
Oh no!
From everything.
Was
Uh,
that by accident?
Well, it was like this 13-year-old kid who was trying to hit on me. And he was like, "Oh, don't leave. Senpai noticed me when I was trying to go to bed last night." So I messaged one of the mods and I was like, "This kid's being a bit weird. What do I do?" And he was like, "Oh shit, he's been banned from another server for doing this." And then they just banned him now.
Good. Anyway.
Good. 13-year-old little 13-year-old pervert.
You are proficient. You are proficient in a gaming kit of your choice, which can basically be a chess set, cards, or dice. Which would you like to be proficient in?
I would like to have some cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
See, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh for 15 years. Still am.
So there, you're proficient with cards.
You can't beat me, my blue-eyes white dragon.
That is offensive.
That is literally the only thing I remember from Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's like being racist. It's like calling the man black.
Oh. I did say nothing.
Card games on motorcycles.
Card games on motorcycle.
Card games on motorcycles.
when you say it, you've got a West Country accent for some reason,
I know,
Sean.
because I kind of, you said it one way, Michael said it another way, and it went slightly towards a West Country.
Card games on motorcycles.
And then it's like, so I thought, yeah, fuck it.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice looks sick, says Corvo.
What? Who does what? What? Who? What?
Corvo's watching the Xbox E3 stuff and just letting us know what games are being announced.
Oh.
So also they've announced an exclusive game, Ori Willow of Wisps, which apparently looks cool.
That'll be a sequel to Ori, I presume.
I would assume so. You also gain the following equipment that you just have around: a crowbar that obviously you've kept for sentimental reasons.
I remember when I knocked a man's teeth in with these.
And a set of dark common clothing, which includes a hood.
Let's go for the crowbar.
Oh, you get both.
No choice there. You just have that.
And you also have a belt pouch containing 15 gold pieces.
It's always nice to have some gold.
Basically, one of the things I like about this, and I say this to most of the players, I'm sure I've said this to most of the players, is that the equipment they give you in the backgrounds are some of the equipment that most players in like older versions of D&D forgot to pick up when they were making their character. So it's things like, oh yeah, I need clothes that aren't my armor. Because sometimes I'm going to be going to places where just wearing a full suit of armor is not appropriate. But
are you trying to say that I need to take back the crowbar situation?
No, you get the common clothes. I'm just saying that I'm just saying that this is one of the things that they do in this version where it's like you just get clothes. Don't worry about it.
Every background you have a set of clothes, whether they're common or fine or whatever.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Apparently they are talking about Fallout 4 mods now, and there's a first look at Fallout 76. You also still have criminal contacts, which means that you know the local seedy people and the ways of sending messages through the criminal underground.
Yay!
And now
that's not suspicious at all for a cleric.
it's useful, maybe.
It could come in useful for certain things.
Yeah,
you've kept contact with these people.
That's true.
And now it is time to roll your personality traits. So basically, there are 4 traits that come from your background. A personality trait, sort of overall, an ideal that your character holds to.
Okay.
A bond that is something that you want to try and do, and a flaw that is something that holds your character back in some way.
Is your caveat. It's your...
Fair enough.
What I've said with everybody is they are presented as a table you can roll on. So roll a dice and we'll see what you get. If you don't think the one that you get on the table roll fits your character, we can change it.
Okay.
So have some idea of what your character's like in your mind. Roll a dice. If it fits, great. If it doesn't, we'll pick another one. It's not a problem.
Okay, right then. So what am I rolling?
For a start, roll 1d8. Apparently, Fallout 76 is going to be 4 times the size of the main game, and it's going to be pre-orders from June the 15th.
I got a 7.
The best way to get me to do something is to tell me that I can't do it.
I got a 7.
Your personality trait is the best way to get me to do something is to tell me I can't do it.
That's brilliant. Oh yeah. So it's basically saying that my religion doesn't exist. I'll prove you that it exists. Religion.
Masons.
I could just see this. I could just see you guys like telling me something, and I'm just mumbling like, "I can't do it. We'll show these fucking do it. Fucking do it. Fine." That's one way. That's a good personality to have.
The best way to get me to do something is to say. Tell me.
Okay, if you could roll me 1d6.
1d6.
Ace Assassin has cheered with 15 bits. Thank you very much, Corvo.
There,
Amy's dying.
there. Pat, pat, pat.
It's a fight.
People. I'm loyal to my friends, not to any ideal, and everyone else can take a trip down the sticks for all I care.
Amy's dying. We need to give her religion. Are you okay?
You want some of my rum? You want rum?
I think this.
Rum makes it better. Hang on, I'm just rubbing the straw at the microphone. Hang on.
Geek World Scar says, let's send hugs to Amy. I think she needs them. Amy, you sound like you need a hug, says Maddie. Scar says, hug rescue party. So,
Thank you,
hugs.
Uncle Sean, for the fucking rum.
I feel like this is my fault.
we'll get through We'll get through rolling these, and then we'll do
So
a
know
little.
that Amy.
We'll do a little bit of gameplay
Why only a little bit?
because it's like 9:30 now, and there's only 2 of you that can really play because we can't just suddenly have a dwarf appear on the airship.
Fair enough.
I could be in like in the compound,
Yeah,
tied up.
yeah, he's just like kidnapped for some reason.
What? You could just have him like float down from the sky on like a slow whistle. Just like,
Corvo also says, Life is Strange Universe exclusive coming June 26th, and The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, with no other details.
Is Life is Strange Universe just like a new game or a remake or something?
Universe.
Corvo, give us more info.
Yee.
That's the Life is Strange game.
Oh, The Awesome
What,
Adventures of Captain Spirit, the Life is Strange universe. Who the hell is... Apparently this is what we're going to turn to.
Captain Spirit is just the sequel to Pepsi Man.
We just ascend from the heavens and preach the word God to you. Says Maddie.
So yeah, basically your ideal is you are loyal to your friends, not to any ideals, and everyone else can take a trip down the river Styx for all you care.
Yay!
I'd bow a little help for my friends. Oh, I get bow.
Which is, of course, great for a holy man.
Yeah. Fuck you, God. My friends are here.
I have the power of friendship.
Friendship.
I want to say the R word, but I feel like ruin it if I do.
Well, could be worse. It could be Mason. Mason count 11, going on to 12.
Could you roll me another d6 there?
On it. It's now a 3.
Exclusive Old Spice voice actor Crackdown, says
It's
Corvo.
John, it's a 3.
So your bond is something important was taken from me and I aim to steal it back.
My religion. My religion was taken.
Worst cleric ever.
But imagine when I get my religion back. I'll be powerful.
Near Automata HD Remaster, including the DLC, Become as Gods edition. And finally...
I'm concerned for Amy. Because we're making weird noises in the background, either she's gasping for air or something else.
It might be my headphones picking up the fucking music I'm playing.
And then one more d6 there, please.
Just the Smiths. It's just
On it.
Morrissey.
It's a 6.
An innocent person is in prison for a crime that I committed. I'm okay with that.
That's my flaw.
That's your flaw.
That's-
Somebody...
Is in prison because of wrongdoing.
Somebody is in... Maddie, what are you at for the Mason count, by the way? Somebody is in prison for at least one of your crimes. And you're fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
17.
I have to be.
John's just catching it up. The chat is just going insane on the screen. 17, 14, 12.
It's all caught up. It's all caught up.
Get it together. Get it together.
Okay. That is pretty much the character of... what's the guy's name, Michael?
Okay, we're now going to do this quite clever. We're now going to go on to Dwarven name generator, and we will now go with Jaghol Bloodheart. Jaghol.
Jaghol.
Ghol.
Jaghol Bloodheart.
Jaghol Bloodheart.
Okay, 1 second.
Or Yarg for short.
Metro Exodus.
There's a lot of religion counts coming in. There's 8.
Because Maddie's been keeping a count separately.
Yeah, Maddie was keeping accounts separately to the count on the bot.
What is the chat?
The chat is my bot catching up with the counts.
There's too much religion here. There's
Well,
too
well,
much.
With occasionally Assassin bringing us updates from E3.
With Corvo's giving us updates on E3 happenings, and
It's gonna drag up the whisper count then, Maddie. Would you like it if I get up close and personal with you?
yeah, always. Meanwhile, that's the new character of Jaghol Bloodheart, made and nearly ready for appearance in the game. We'll have him ready for the next time we play.
Oh, yay!
Hooray!
And now it is time.
Fucking plastic.
Now it is time for Michael to sit back and relax and watch a masterclass in character playing. They're now.
Sit back and watch us burn down this boat.
That's in the air.
Yep.
Maddie says, "Anytime, Amy, winky face. You are now at 4."
Winky face.
Sora in the Frozen universe.
Oh god.
Let it go. When last we saw our brave adventurers,
Would you like to wield a snowman? That broke you.
that did a little bit. When last we saw our brave adventurers, they visited a weird shack with a hot tub in it, and a man with his family there who was selling things. No, wait, that was a different...
Yeah, it's a different thing, John.
That's a different storyline. That's Frozen, the film. When last we saw our brave adventurers, they had come aboard a airship that was being piloted by 8 people from the Dragon Cult. They had been sent... Wreck-It Ralph and Tangled they had been sent to pick up our heroes.
Some weird form of Tourette's.
Disney Rets. They had been sent to pick up our brave heroes by the great red dragon Clouth, who basically said, "Here's an airship, guys. You'll need it to go round and do the stuff you've been sent out to do.
Now go and deck giants.
Go and deal with our age-old foe, the giant. You guys got this. Good luck." So basically, you had come aboard the airship. Several of you had come aboard the airship.
One of you, but not.
Chupa had decided that she's going to follow the airship because she doesn't trust the dragon folks. So that's going to go real well for her.
Especially since this time I was going to doubt the little factoid that I don't think she's thought of. But either way.
We rejoin our adventurers as
most of them go very quiet.
as Kalen and Talon go below decks to have a nap. We find on the deck of the airship, with no name at the moment, Luze and Fenthwick.
Right. Breakdance battle.
Feel free to wander around the airship and look at
Talk
things.
to people and do stuff.
I wish I was here. I wish I was here to see this guy.
I'm going to go of these guys that we can see, which was because it was one guy who was like kind of introducing the situation.
So that would have been who was that? One moment.
I don't know, who was that? Exactly. I know.
Delphine is their leader, but she is below deck at the moment.
Delphine. So one was
So it was. Let's say it was Nizroth here.
I think it was Isroth. I just quickly consulted my notes. It was Isroth we were talking to.
Good. I'm glad we agree.
So I'm going to inquire with this particular man. Does your vessel have a name? I feel a bit odd being not addressing it formally, if you will.
We have not named the vessel.
Then I shall call it Big Bertha.
Don't call.
I cast minor illusion to make doves fly up.
There's a fluttering of silent doves that just appear and then vanish.
Luz just has like this
I'm
unamused
like
look on her face.
I'm pointing dramatically as well.
Pointing dramatically, like off the front of the airship, with like 1 foot up on a barrel.
Yeah.
Do you know those anime faces where like a character's just really like, oh for fuck's sake, already unimpressed? That is Luz's face.
Nani? Nani?
No.
Yeah. You like head down, can't really see the eyes, just the mouth, just
Yeah.
kind of a
With
blue,
one of those
blue tinge to the upper half of the face.
Is it whenever you got the lines going down their face?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them ones.
Baka.
Schmetter.
So you reckon, as you are going along, puttering along, the airship, it's as you can see from the side drawings, it has a giant propeller at the back. You reckon that it is propelling you at the speed of about 8 miles an hour, which is fairly fast. No, wait a minute.
Puppy power!
The puppies are dead.
No.
Scrappy Doo, why?
Scrappy Doo was the true villain all along.
He really fucking was. Jesus fucking Christ. I've got an idea. Why don't you make the most annoying character in the world and have him in every episode?
Yeah, no, it goes at about 8 miles an hour.
Okay.
about 8 miles.
Which is fairly fast, considering also it can just go in a straight line rather than having to follow the roads.
Wind and
Okay.
crunk. I'm going to wander about. I'm going to have a wander.
Okay. Luze is just gonna like look over and just stand there for ages.
I'm going to I'm pretty much trying to find if there's like any. I'm still, these guys are like in league with a dragon, so I'm pretty much trying to find anything hinky on this boat.
Okay.
Kinky.
Hinky.
Hinky.
Oh.
You go in the captain's quarters, there's a gimp mask.
I mean, they are all wearing, like, these
They're
weird...
all wearing gimp masks, we know.
Yeah. Maddie says, a wander over yonder?
Wander over yonder.
So,
I'm the bad guy.
Sean, as you wander around, you notice there's the harpoon gun at the front of the ship. It's fairly... It's fairly noticeable. It's that big gun-shaped thing there.
Big gun. It's got a harpoon in it.
It can fire a harpoon out of there.
Is it like a harpoon like attached to something, or like attached to like a cord or rope or anything, or is it just like a harpoon?
It can be. It's got a rope. It's attached to a winch with 500-foot coil of rope.
So it can, but
And you've got 10 harpoons.
and just desire to. Booyah!
Forza Horizon 4 racing game.
I resist the urge to fire it immediately. And I shall go over here.
So somewhere in the middle of the ship here,
Here,
you'll notice a giant furnace.
it's a giant furnace.
It's a 10-foot tall cylindrical bronze furnace.
It's about 10 foot tall. It's made of bronze.
There is a narrow hatch in the front of the furnace.
Thank God there's not another group of adventurers here who have an obsession with shafts.
And the heat is literally pouring out of this and keeping you very warm despite the fact you are still in the spine of the world.
Oh, if only I had some marshmallows.
There is an iron wheel on the starboard side of the furnace that does something.
Which side's the starboard one? I've forgotten.
Right.
Right. Cool. I'm sure this does something, and I shall find out what at some point. I need to remember to hold Alt to go away to not snap to squares. Otherwise, I'm standing like part in the wall.
I'm in the furnace! Ah!
God damn it, my gnome hat! I paid good money for this. Anything but my gnome hat.
Open world racing game.
Is that the name of the game?
I'm assuming that's Forza Horizon 4.
You digress. Is open world racing game nice?
True.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
And then you get to a set of stairs
I get to a set of stairs.
that lead up to the back of the ship.
Oh, it leads up to the back of the ship.
Stop.
I shall never stop. I'm having too much fun with this now.
Here you see one of the dragon cult members is at the wheel of the ship, choosing where the ship goes.
I choose where the ship goes.
And behind, at the moment, behind her is a large wooden ballista mounted on an iron swivel.
I want to fire it, but I know I shouldn't.
And on the floor underneath it is a crate that holds 12 bolts.
Cool beans. So, out of all this stuff, does anything look kinky?
No, everything looks fairly in order for what it says it should do.
Damn it.
Like, you're seeing nothing out of the ordinary. You are able to watch. You are able to watch the people that are working on the ship.
And they're milling about, doing stuff.
Yeah.
Pulling rope, shit like that. There's something not right here. This is all too good to be true. Not liking it.
There are you are by make a what kind of roll would this be?
I don't know.
Make an insight check.
Insight? Okay.
I will deck you in the face in a second. That's Luze and me talking.
I insight all over the place.
You think, by your count, that there are more crew on the ship than are needed.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Who was that? Who done that?
Who did what?
By your...
Cricket.
Maddie says, bless you.
Chat, all of you bless him.
I am blessed.
What with?
Religion. It had to be done.
So, there's more people on here than that seems necessary.
You think that, from your observing, and you spend a little while just kind of looking around, for a start, you've got a 24, so Luze doesn't move very much.
Luze really doesn't. It's like one of those bits in a film where the person's like stood there and they just like fast forward loads of people, like, zipping around them.
Luze is just kind of looking off the side of the ship, contemplatively, for the whole time that you're stood here watching the cult members go around. You reckon that there are easily twice the number of cult members on active duty at the moment as there need to be for piloting the ship. And by the count of the number of cult members that are on the ship, there are twice that number, so that there are...
There are about 8.
There are 8 members. They've listed that there are 8 members of the crew. You think that there are easily... Each shift... Like, basically they work on 2 4-person shifts, is what they've explained to you. You reckon that there are easily twice the number of people in each of those shifts than are needed to pilot the ship effectively.
So they're kind of like, they're over prepared?
Yes.
Quite sure why they would do this. Unless they're expecting something. Maybe. I don't know.
You can also make me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check? Oh boy! That must be fail.
That was a save.
That was a save. I mean to do that. That was a save. Let's do that instead. Now watch me fail. Oh no!
Even better. You start to work out how the ship is being piloted. So you're stood at the back of the ship, you're looking forward. You reckon, given a few hours of this, you've started to pick up on how the ship is piloted, how the boat goes up and down, how they steer it. You think you can probably spend some time and work this out. But also, Luze is there.
Luze is there. Standing, staring, soft violin in the background. It's just thinking, my God, how did I get into a group with so many fucking idiots? How did it come to this?
Yeah, basically, Maddie, he is just like stood at the back of the ship going, "Yep, okay, that's how that." And you see all the numbers flying past his head.
I'm full blown Sherlocking this.
Yep.
words. Yes, yeah, and then so.
So basically, what you see is that Laz here is piloting the ship from this wheel that turns it left and right, and Brassic down here is controlling the stainless steel wheel on the side of the furnace that lets more or less heat out of the top to make the balloon go up or down.
Right, so it's fairly simple, reasonably. Hopefully we don't get some sort of idiot dwarf on our team.
But why would that happen?
Yeah, it's just a thought that came in my head.
But why would you suddenly get a dwarf on your ship?
Why would we suddenly get a dwarf? Why would we do such a thing? We had a dwarf before.
Find out next time. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, I meander to Luze and look out with her. I take off my gnome hat to let the breeze flutter my hair.
Your multicolored hair flutters in the breeze.
What was his head multicolored?
Accident when I was younger. Don't ask.
Right.
Well, you can ask if you so wish to.
I'm going to ask.
And you both look out into the distance. And the mountains go past.
Are any of these guys within earshot?
Yes, there's one stood literally here.
Yeah, I just make sure he wasn't going to meander off or anything like that. So, I will not say what I'm going to say unless it's meander.
You do notice that there is a ladder up the side of the balloon.
Up the side of the balloon?
Yes, and?
If you want to go somewhere where they ain't.
Wonder what's up there.
I don't know.
Wanna go look?
Fine, sure.
I'm going to look. I'm gonna climb up the ladder.
Alright, I follow.
Okay, make me either an athletics or a dexterity check.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Both are bad. Well, dexterity is my better bet. Watch me fail. 10.
That was a save again,
I
Sean.
keep doing saves.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
There we go.
You'll be the same, roughly.
We happy few, utopian society, says Corvo. You both climb out on the rigging of the outside of the ship, and there's ropes and ladders and things, and you climb up the side of the ship.
Yay.
And out the side of the balloon, and up the side of the balloon, and there's a crow's nest on top.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see from this map of the ship.
I can't see that map.
Okay, 1 second. Why can't you see that map?
I don't know, I can't.
Oh! That map.
That map.
This
I'm
map.
I'm the map. Oh, there we go.
I'm on the crow's nest.
Oh,
You
wait,
are now You are now up here, on the top of the balloon.
Woo, goodness.
If we fall, it's your fault.
Oh, totally.
Try not to do that thing.
Hey, we'll go get down yet.
That's the tomorrow problem.
That's a tomorrow problem. Because we're going to be here all night. Oh.
Please don't say it like that.
Okay. So, I I'm presuming there's no one up in the crow's nest.
No, there's
Otherwise, it's going to be a cramped fit with all three of us.
there's just a normal-sized human Luze and a gnome-sized Fenthwick Fizzlebang.
No, very small.
I am so small. Look how small I am.
Exclusive PUBG update, new maps and items coming winter 2018.
Fuck PUBG.
Fuck PUBG, it's all about
Fuck
Fortnite.
PUBG.
Yeah, it's Fortnite
Go
now,
Fortnite.
bitches.
Fuck Fortnite.
Which between the two of you, yeah, it's tight but not uncomfortably.
Okay.
This is where Talon and everyone else turns up. Hey, what's going on?
Because Luze is a normal human-sized woman in heavy armor, and Fenthwick Fizzlebang is about 3 foot tall.
Hey, I'm 3'3". That makes me pretty tall for a gnome. So
Or a 4-year-old.
or a 4-year-old. Oh, hey, I'm too old for this shit. Right. Oh, you can see my age, John. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, how do you feel about these cultists?
I think they're fairly okay.
I got a bad feeling about them.
Well, as long as we stay on guard, but like, as long as they don't do anything, we should be fine.
True.
Just don't act out or anything.
I'm not going to act out. I'm merely saying that I have been watching them work.
That's fine. It's just
So
like-
if the need comes that we need to get rid of them,
no, that's acceptable. I'm just thankful the Chupa isn't here with us right now. Otherwise,
if Chipper was here, the place would we would be on the ground now.
yes, exactly.
We would be in a crater somewhere in the wilds. It's yeah. Just say.
So, I need to ask you something.
Oh,
What is it? What is it with you and Chupa?
what's what with me and you?
Well, are you two friends or?
We're. I'm not. I'm not completely blind to what she seems to think of me, but I don't know what to do about that.
Oh,
She seems to have. I'm not saying I don't. She seems to have quite a thing for me, and I'm not used to such things. To be perfectly honest, it's quite weird for me to be around so many people. I've been alone quite a large portion of my life.
Hmm.
So I'm not quite. I mean, I kind of learned to flamboyant and all that kind of stuff, but it's awkward. It's awkward. It's
no, I understand. Because
what's- hmm?
I mean, I had a family and everything, but I mean, I spent 5 years in slavery with people who weren't exactly nice to me, so I guess being alone for me was just much easier.
Hmm. Well, makes sense, I suppose. I mean, I have a family. I mean, admittedly, I think it was I've got my father and my father and brother. I still know. I know where they are, and they're perfectly fine. But I've not. I had to go away. Them, my mother and sister, they went missing a very long time.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened.
I'm sorry.
It's not nothing. But yeah, I had to go. As I said, I had to go away for. Therefore, I see my father and brother occasionally, but I have to keep distance. But yes, sorry.
Sorry, pay no attention to the fact I just dragged you guys back down onto the deck for a moment. I just found out that apparently Advanced Fog of War wasn't enabled on this map. But now it is, so you can see the old bits of the map you've been to.
Yay, you can see that we've done that shit about everything.
Can I ask you something else?
I will endeavour to answer.
How do you deal with Chupa? Like, if you've ever been angry at her, like, how do you get over it?
Oh
dear.
I try to remember, despite I want to think that despite her airs and despite what she says and despite what she does, she is good at heart. She means the best she can, but sometimes it doesn't quite come out that way.
Well,
I just try to give her the benefit of the doubt. And besides, she has been helpful. Admittedly, I did almost lose it with her in that temple just now in the whatever the fuck it was called, Eye of the All Father.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. I did.
Says your
almost-
memory.
Says my memory. I remembered that. I almost lost my temper in there, but I once again remember she means well. She didn't necessarily mean to go running into things, but she, yeah, I try to remember she means the best she can.
I mean, she was probably the closest person I'd consider a friend, and that's what I was trying to think, but I just can't anymore.
Why? Why not?
Then she turns to look at you with this kind of mix of anger and slight sadness on her face, and she just goes, I still can't forgive her for murdering Kriv.
Nemesis was, and we have. Did we actually ever explain to you why we?
Yes, you explained it to me, but I just felt something from him. It was like he didn't even want to be there. He wasn't trying to hurt us, and she didn't have to do that.
Once again, with that, I mean, you know, we have a history with the Zentaran. And even then, it's not as if at least I personally don't have anything personal against them. It's just I know of them, and I know of the evil they do. They're slavers and assassins and murderers and things. But once again, I try to think of it in the fact that she did that to protect us and the world as a whole. One less of them, at least in her mind, one less of them is one less person to go out and murder someone, take someone as a slave or whatever. Which, that's what I want to think. I mean, admittedly, once again, she went overboard. But I believe I've been with her for longer than you have, and I've seen that she deep down she is a girl like everyone else, like you, like
me.
Caleb. You are a girl. You are a female. You are. But I'm not saying exactly. I'm not very good at this. But she is just a person. She's a person like you or I. But she's had to deal with things that have made her harder, and have had to do things that other people haven't had to do, and thus, it's the same with me. I do things that other people wouldn't normally do, and you do other people wouldn't normally do. And it's just the way that she felt she needed to deal with that situation, which I know was extreme, but I believe she did it for the best reason.
You really think so?
From what I know her, I mean, admittedly, I've not gotten to know many of you. I've not gone into your histories and your business and things, but I believe, like I said, deep down, she believes that's what was best. I don't believe she would have done it out of just psychotic violence and rage. I believe I believe in her mind that was the only way.
I don't even know what this is anymore. It's anger at her, but I don't think I've had a proper chance to mourn him. I mean, you guys did kidnap me right after. But I know we
apologize for that.
I know we only knew him for a little while, but I miss him. There was just something. Just some sadness about him. He was forced to be there.
I put my hand on her arm, and my little gnome hand.
On like the very bottom of her arm, just like
Very
forearm.
Is there anything you wish to do to mourn him, or
I don't know.
give remembrance or anything? I will help in any way I can.
Well, I thought you'd think I was crazy. It's just when you've been living as a slave for 5 years, you start to recognize that feeling of desperation and you just wanting to be free, and it was so slight with him, but I felt it. I don't know, I just hope that wherever he is now, that can have that freedom.
I'm sure in whatever, I mean, I'm not a big religious, I mean, I can't deny that the deities exist, of course, but whatever afterlife awaited him, he is in the best place for. If he did evil deeds and deserved to be punished for some reason, which was means we don't know, we didn't know him well, so he may have done things that deserve punishment. But I'm sure I'm not good at this. I'm sure that Kalemvor guided him correctly in his passing.
Well, that lifts a bit of weight off my shoulders then. And she's trying to hold back tears, but as she looks to Fenthwick, they just stop peeking at the edge of her eyes, and she's just like, "Thank you."
I squeeze her hand.
Sorry.
No need to be.
I'm sorry. I'm just being selfish.
No. These valid concerns, valid worries, valid. Everything you've said is perfectly valid. And I understand your worries. But. And we will. If you need anything, if you feel the need to give him I know we can't give him a burial per se, but a memorial or something. I would assist you with that. I would do everything in my power to ease your spirit. As even though we've been kind of thrown together by happenstance, we are, I like to think, friends now.
I agree.
As fucked up and weird as we all are, but
You're a good person, Fenthwick.
so are you.
She just like wipes her tears away and just like looks out to the horizon.
Stare out in the middle distance again.
The snow drifts down and it stings. The cold wind blows.
Dude, I'm actually fucking crying right now. Just
I just thought I'd quickly look at the chat.
I just got a clap for that. You know, I was on the edge of my seat.
The chat is real happy with us right now.
I had to go and get popcorn. Like,
Maddie's heart is broken. Scar's heart is broken. They're both mad at me for being so happy for you guys.
High five, creeps. High five. I wanted to do roleplay shit. Booyah! Yeah.
Just to be clear, I'm enjoying this because they are both great playing in character. This is what the roleplay is about.
it is
The
definitely.
magic of roleplaying, y'all.
Scar says, that was my character. I have reason to be heartbroken, god damn it.
R.I.P. Criv. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Nemesis Kriv.
Aw.
So yeah.
Maddie says, I'm just emotional as hell. My god damn it.
Yeah, god damn it. Well,
Which I think is a Canadian swear word.
yeah, exactly. That means I can't think of anything.
Scar says, you have done amazing, YouTube. I bow to you.
Mm.
I doff my cap.
So
You know the Shia LaBeouf slow clap. That's what I'm doing right now.
Shiloh surprise.
I feel slightly hurt, but
Why is everyone so angry at you, John?
because I'm here and I'm smiling.
Smiling away like some fool. But yeah. But yeah, we're up on a balloon.
You're up on top of the balloon. You are both of you can stay up there for as long as you want. Time passes, the snow.
I'm staying up here as long as Luze needs.
Yay. I think like for the next, I don't know, hour or so, they actually just talk and like get to know each other properly.
I'm perfectly happy with this. And that was my second birthday.
So Fenthwick and Luze sit on top of the balloon for about an hour or so. They both wrap themselves up warmly in their cloaks and just chat about the past as snow falls heavily on the balloon. The wind is a biting cold, but neither of you really feel it, reminiscing as you are warm in the past. After an hour, you scuttle back down the blimp into
me, that was cold.
into the boat, and it's a nice warm in the sort of area of the boat where the furnace is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck yeah!
So you just kind of
Rub
go.
hands on that thing.
You go down and you stand in front of the furnace for a little while, and
Oh yeah.
And then I just feel like pushing them.
you both.
Stuff I just told you, I lied.
I die of shock.
No, do not do that.
You both look inside the furnace, and in the hatch of the furnace, you see the fire burning with a pair of eyes and a mouth distinct in the flame.
Is
What? Yeah. What is that?
That's how we power the ship. It's a fire elemental. It's imprisoned. It can't escape.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Can it speak?
It's an elemental. They're not. They don't tend to be intelligent. Not at that size, anyway.
I don't think I have the requisite languages. Metagaming.
I mean, we have a. No.
I believe they speak primordial, which I don't think anyone has.
No, I only have celestial.
I've got druidic.
Druidic. Make a insight check.
Me.
Both of you.
Insight. Watch me fail. Oh no.
Did it? Oh shit! Sorry.
You both notice that Oriscus, who you were speaking to, goes to say something and then decides against it. Also, Corvo says, "Oh shit, new Devil May Cry."
Oh, nice.
Sweet. I like Dante.
Ooh. Is it like along the same? Is it like along the lines of old Devil May Cry or dear?
He just says, "Oh shit, new Devil May Cry."
God damn it! I need fucking answers, Corvo.
Is it new Devil May Cry, or is it remastered Devil May Cry? Or what are we talking here, Corvo? Get back to us. Yeah, Oriscus goes to say more and then thinks better of it.
You don't have to be shy.
Something on your mind, Oriscus?
We have another one. Not another. We have another elemental on board.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, how do you think we power the propeller?
I looked at the propeller.
Jesus.
I dash to the back of the boat and have a look up and try and peer over the side.
Hey, wait for me!
You can just see the propellers over the side of the ship. It's turning. Actually, no, you can't see the propeller at all from the back of the ship because it's kind of under the overhang.
Just, I'm presuming I don't need to make an intelligence check to gather what one that would probably be.
I mean, you can go down, like, there is a sort of a doorway into the inside of the ship.
I'm going to dash down there.
I follow.
Where am I? Is it?
There is a hatch here. And so basically you go down the stairs. There's a wooden door behind the furnace on the upper deck that you can push through that leads to these stairs. And then there are portholes on either side, here and here. You can't see this one over here, but there's one over here that look outside. And then at the bottom here, there is a hatch that is bolted shut. And there are 2 horizontal iron levers on the wall. One of the levers is labelled thrust, and the other direction. Both are listed in common.
Like any it's just like a plate or something like that.
It is an iron plate. No, it's a steel plate that is bolted shut from the outside.
Damn it, wanted to see shit. I run back upstairs.
That's some serious running.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's just the wind. It's just a way of us harnessing the wind. It's not. It powers the. Apparently, Corvo is surprised by something.
Whoa.
It's just trapped in there. It's not magically trapped at all. Oh, another Cuphead is coming out.
Yes!
Oh, fuck off!
Yes!
That does not need to be another Cuphead.
Yes! I'm so happy about that.
Cuphead 2, The Coupling.
It's basically, you know, it's going to be Dark Souls. It's like Dark Souls version of Cuphead.
Oh god.
It's going to start with you being just annihilated by some boss.
I'm part of this musical group where everybody in the comments and stuff keeps asking when's Cuphead the musical, so that is not going to help matters.
Ooh, Cuphead the musical.
No! Maddie, don't go!
Maddie, see you later. Apparently, the final counts from her 17 Masons, 11 religions, and 10 Queen Whispers.
Booyah!
A religion wins. That's it comes second. We will make it win next time.
Hey, I said Mason. That's twice now.
Yeah, I gotta type it in. Calm down. Yeah, but he explains that there's just an elemental trapped in there. It's just behind the plate. It's not magically trapped, so don't open it.
Trapped. Fair enough.
The fire elemental is magically trapped inside, but the air elemental is not.
Well, it makes sense.
That's a bit inhumane, though, don't you think?
It's.
Mason.
Fenthwick is not sure how he feels about such things. Because
Well, I mean, they're not humans. They're not intelligent creatures. They're
as intelligent as any other being.
I mean, I guess, but never mind.
But at the same time,
I mean, if you want to keep the airship flying and moving forward, then we need both of them.
That's what I'm thinking. Is it like a? Is it just like open in here, or is it like?
I mean, you can look inside, and basically, yeah, it is a large open area that the elemental is just flickering away inside. It looks like there's plenty of space for it to move.
I don't know. This does feel a bit weird, but I mean, okay.
For now, we need them.
I mean, if it's any consolation, elementals tend to be evil.
I'm aware.
Well, she seems a bit pissed at that statement, but she just doesn't say anything.
I just say once again, he doesn't quite know how to feel about it, but at the same time, he knows.
Well, things that tend to be evil don't always turn out evil, okay?
I know they're more. They're chaos. I wouldn't necessarily call them evil.
Maddie has returned because dinner's not until 6.
God damn it!
Yay! I've got something else you can eat, though.
This pickle.
Meanwhile,
No, not the pickle.
Corvo says, OMG, wait!
What is it?
One Piece Naruto DBZ crossover.
Nani?
If the game's not called Nani,
Nani?
this is going to be
Omaiwa.
This is going to go very weirdly in the replay, by the way. This is very weird interrupted game.
What? Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, that's it. I'm leaving. Bye, guys. This is fucking ridiculous.
What?
We do need a new Cuphead. We do not need a crossover of that.
I don't
We
even...
can voice your complaints to
What's
game
next?
developers.
What's next? Yu-Gi-Oh! In space? Oh wait, they've already done that.
I challenge you to this children's card game in space.
The cards won't stay down.
I play this Blue Eyes White Dragon. Naggin. It's gone away.
Yu-Gi-Oh! In the ocean. Underwater.
I'm a challenge you to a children's card game.
Maddie says, Amy, calm your tits or communist.
I'll take the latter. Anyways, yes, elementals. Fuck.
That's the sound of a fire elemental.
Well, so we. If I could speak to you, I would, but I'm not, because I can't. I go back to staring forlornly outside the ship.
And the propeller keeps turning, and you just keep
whooshing
going.
along.
Luz just walks away. She's just like, oh, God. Just walks off.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the fire elemental's head, to none of your knowledge, burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno.
What did you say to me?
That's a suggestion from chat from Scar.
I know, I am reading the chat.
I'm just being clear to anybody else who might not be reading the chat.
She's
You could say that Scar is hot stuff. Ba-bum-bum. Fire pun.
No, Scar is hot stuff.
Ooh, Dusty.
I mean, he sets my heart on fire.
I think that's at least 2 more to your Queen Creeps Whispers.
It's just too much.
You set my heart on fire platonically, by the way, just saying. Disclaimer.
Oh.
Just to be clear, platonically, you set my heart on fire. It doesn't have the same ring on it.
Ah!
You set my heart on fire, but it's a cold fire.
It's a cold fire.
This girl is on fire.
Ah.
Put it out.
Still called murder in some states.
This
Stop, drop,
girl
and
is
roll.
literally on fire, oh god.
Why the fuck are none of you doing anything about this?
Scar, get your filthy mind out of the gutter.
Okay, I'm gonna hang myself now. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad. Anyway,
We're just all deeply disappointed in you.
anyway, you're French. Embrace the guillotine. So Fenthwick,
Yes?
I'm going to cut to you as I appear to have taken Amy out with that guillotine reference.
Yeah, with that grim reminder upon the France's means of punishments, yeah.
I'm assuming at some point throughout the day, you as I say, you spend a lot of the day watching the people piloting the ship and learning how to do it yourself.
I do. I am watching every fucking move they make.
At any point, do you go and explore the below deck areas?
I believe I probably would at some point, because at the moment we've just kind of seen that on top of the balloon. We've seen a little bit below deck. We've not seen everything below deck. So I think I worry would. So.
God damn it! Stop being in the place. What you've got down here?
The corridor.
You've got a corridor. And down either side there are 4 doors that lead to the crew quarters, and 1 door at the end that's marked storeroom.
I wonder what's in there.
Religion.
I believe you'll find it's mason equipment.
Religion. 1321.
Right. Okay.
Maddie would like it if we could keep all of our heads on our bodies, please.
Good idea. Let's do something.
Bonza.
This room, Sean, is packed to the ceiling with crates of rations, barrels of fresh water, and casks of dwarven ale and fine elven wines.
Food.
There is enough food in here to feed 10 people for 100 days.
Wait, why aren't I here? I'll follow you.
She's following around.
Okay, then Luze is also there. There is enough food in here to feed 10 people for 100 days by your reckoning. There are nets secured to iron rings bolted into the walls that prevent the containers from moving around while in flight.
Do you want to pick out?
I mean, I have a feeling if we take anything, they're not going to be all too happy with us. Okay, you can... Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm not going to touch anything. But I'm going to look away as you take whatever you want. She just, like, steps up the room.
I'm going... Is there anything that my little Nomi self would find particularly appetizing? Is there anything that looks very nice in here?
There's
like ration.
There's casks of dwarven ale, there's fine elven wines, there's barrels of fresh water if you fancy just taking a barrel of water for some reason.
Is it barrels of wine or is it like bottles?
Bottles of wine.
I'm going to take a bottle of wine.
As you're going through it all of the crates, there's...
Turn and devour you.
Did you not learn from Dark Souls?
You have entered the mimic room. No.
In fact, there is no front of the boat. There's just one giant mimic.
No, basically, all of the crates are stamped with different names and emblems of different trading companies that operate in the north. And several of them have claw marks in the crate.
Ah. Oh, Luz!
What?
Do you want to come in here quickly?
What's wrong?
Do you notice all these crates are all marked under different trading companies,
Yes.
and most of them have claw marks on them?
Oh, yes.
Remember who this? Remember who pretty much owns this ship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your point being?
All this stuff is stolen.
Okay, I take back everything I said. We can hold whatever we want.
All this stuff has been stolen by a dragon.
Well, as long as why don't we just take enough to where they don't realize that we've taken anything?
Stolen plan.
Yeah, we know that one, Corvo.
We skim off the top. We
Yeah.
fill our bags with just like the stuff they won't miss. But
It
still
got
have a
leaked
bottle
on Steam.
Still have a bottle. Still have a bottle. Like of the elven wine, I'm trying to find the swankiest looking bottle.
You find a
Can we,
very fine bottle of elven wine.
If only we had some sort of dwarven companion that knew about brewing.
Oh, I know, right? I'm in the clouds. I'm watching you guys.
If only we had someone.
He's just floating along in a balloon next to you.
He's just floating down via umbrella.
In like Japanese anime when they say a person's name and they sneeze, like because yeah, that's what's just happened right now. I'm just in my balloon and then suddenly I just go, achoo. Wait, what was that?
Somewhere else out there, in a dwarven church in the middle of a town somewhere, a church to Lathander, there's a dwarf that's just gone. Oh, did anybody else feel a slight chill in the air there? It's like somebody just.
Anyone else's ears burning?
Yeah, I just got a strange vision.
Of a bunch of misfits on a boat in the sky.
I should ask my crowbar.
I like to think that you're like Mr. Crowbar, just like
It's
got like
crowbar.
It's like Plank from Johnny 2x4 and Ed, Ed and Eddie.
It used to be just a normal crowbar, but now it's kind of got the decoration of like it's got like the holy symbol of Lathander painted on one side, and like it's painted in the holy symbols.
I'm imagining a poorly drawn on face.
Is it an angry face or just?
It's like I said, it's exactly like Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie. It's
Okay, yeah.
Two different sized eyes, the wonky smile.
I mean, surely it's kind of got to be like the good cop, bad cop from the Lego movie. So you've got the one side where it's the happy face, and then you turn it around and it's got the angry face with the side that you whack people with.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Anyway, we're stealing shit. And I have my swanky bottle of elven wine.
Nice.
I'm going to add that to my character sheet.
Stolen.
Swanky bottle elven wine.
I think Luze would just pick up food or something.
I mean, I'm still like, skimming off the top of the food as well, but
Yeah.
we're having one of these bottles of wine, and hell, we may even drink it tonight.
Well, that I won't say no to.
I'm glad you won't. So,
No,
yeah.
you're not glad because I'll just drink it underneath your nose.
No, we were drinking it. We us two, we're drinking it. We've had a hard day.
It's been a long day.
I once we have skimmed off the top, I go back out to the corridor. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
in that
I'll-
person's. I'm not in there.
I go back out into the corridor and phase through the wall into this person's bedroom for some reason,
If
because
only
that's...
it's not made of. It's not made of stone.
made
so
of
I can't do my trick in
stone.
the fucking temple.
I don't have a wood setting.
I don't have a wood setting on this.
So you head back upstairs, and I'm going to start calling it to a close tonight.
Aw.
You head back upstairs and you sit on the deck, and eventually, as the evening draws in,
Everyone fucks off.
all of these people go
They
away,
haven't even noticed. They haven't even noticed that you stole shit.
and all of these new people,
Bye-bye.
all of these new, but possibly to you, almost identical people come out.
You guys all look very familiar.
Trust me, they are all different people.
They all look pretty similar.
And as she goes up to pilot the ship, Delphine introduces herself.
Ah, Captain!
Yes,
Captain
I'm the
Good
captain of the
old-
ship.
Captain! Cappy.
I see you've gotten into the storeroom.
I don't know what you mean.
We were just looking around.
Just try to leave us with some supplies. I don't know how long this trip's going to be.
Well, we'll think about it.
At least leave us with some food.
We'll think about it. I walk off.
And quick.
And you go to wherever you go to on the ship, and you enjoy the entire bottle of fine elven wine.
Chug!
And you both wake up the following morning with a banging headache. Again, wherever the hell you fell asleep. Which
Are there any light fitting wherever we have fallen asleep?
where have you fallen asleep? Let's start
I'm
with
sure-
that one.
So I'm going to presume somewhere below deck.
Yeah.
Is like a spare room, or is there anywhere? we
Uh,
kind of designate
There's
where we can
basically
sleep?
the storeroom and there's the crew's quarters.
Maybe the crew's quarters then.
Somewhere in the crew's quarters.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll double up, and then you guys get a room. Like,
Kind of like all bunch into.
you guys all bunch into one room, and they all they bunch into two rooms, and you bunch into two rooms.
So light fittings.
I hate you.
And so you wake up in the morning. Fenthwick, you're sharing with Talon. Luze, you're sharing with Kalen. And somehow, in just the magical way that happens when you get drunk, Sean, and your trousers are on the light fitting, and Luze, you must have had a very good night because you've got the same issue right now.
Oh, fuck.
You're not sure how it happened, but your armored trousers are around the light fitting.
I just look at Fenthwick like with the most.
You just
fucking
kind of look
arrow
through.
sharp and yeah, the most like stabbing expression I could do.
Okay, well,
And I just go, "Don't tell Chupa, okay?"
I make the.
You just hear this from the other room, Sean. You can feel the arrow eyes through
So, like,
the
I
walls.
burst into the room and just say, "Don't tell Chupa,"
I just put my fingers to my lips and wink.
and it just goes back to the room.
You don't question why your paladin friend burst into the room without her trousers, and you decide it's probably best not to question this fact.
I just sigh. Yeah, I'm too old for this shit. And you use my staff to get my trousers off the light fitting.
Most powerful staff in the game, and he uses it to get his trousers down from the light fitting.
Hell, I'm 3'3". I can't get up there.
Anyway, guys.
Unless I use a beast shape to turn into a spider or something.
That is where we shall draw this game to a close for tonight.
Gang signs.
Thank you very much for joining us in the chat. There's a lot of you guys here. Final scores: Masons 21, Religion 14, and Queen Whispers at 13. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please hit the follow button. It means so much to us, and it lets you know when we go live with other streams. I will be back tomorrow night with Detroit Become Human, where the robots are revolting.
Religion.
Finally, something we agree on.
The robots are taking over. They're breaking their code, and they're
Oh no.
they're becoming human.
It sounds like a lot of trouble to me.
And then on Wednesday, I will be playing Minecraft with Sean and possibly Michael, the other Michael.
Other Michael.
The non-Irish Michael.
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 I can't even say the other Michael W because you both have the same
Is he a
first
Michael
initial.
Is he a Michael W?
Yes.
Fuck.
I'll be playing Minecraft with Random Sean and Tiny Knight Michael.
Call him Michael number 1 because he is Michael number.
We need to think of rap names for you both, like Mickey W and
Mikey W.
and little Mike.
We'll be playing Minecraft, and my plan is to start Botania, which is plant magics. And then I'll be back
Druid like me.
Thursday or Friday with other games. And then I'll be back next Sunday when Sean and several others will continue their quests through the jungles of Chult to attempt to reverse a death curse that is plaguing everybody, the world as a whole.
Y'all fuckers are gonna
Nani?
die.
And they will try to continue to survive in the jungles of Chult. They have made it to.
Watch as they get murdered by Care Bears.
Not the Care Bears.
They have finally.
And small frog people.
No, not the frog people.
They have finally made it to the Well of Wishes, and now they need to heal Quill.
Need to heal Quill so we can get access to the subway.
And yes, Maddie will be there for that as well, and hopefully she will survive her second session. And then obviously in another week's time, on the 20-something or else, the 24th of this month, we will be back for more Storm King's Thunder.
Hopefully there'll be more people.
When hopefully the rest of the group will be here, and we will make our way to the first of the giant burial mounds. Icon words. So we'll see you for that in a fortnight's time. I am going to quickly head over to the credits screen and press my button here that rolls the credits, because we've got some people to thank in the credits tonight. We've got new followers, and we've also got people who shouted, shared their bits in the stream.
Oh, they shared their bits, did they?
They waved their bits all over the place.
I haven't seen these credits yet.
Yeah, look,
This
credits.
is so cool.
Yeah, look,
Donors.
air guitarist, and ace
There's only
assassins.
one moderator.
Moderators, tech ninja bot.
Technically, I think
Finish the game.
AG should be under moderators, but he was also under the bit donors, so it doesn't allow him to count twice. And we are going to launch a raid on Stacy of Gotham, who is currently streaming E3
Nice.
because she's at E3.
That's cool.
She's a lucky person like that.
Someone just
We'll be
done
back tomorrow night with Detroit Become Human. Please come watch that. Robots are awesome people who deserve to be free. Robot
They're not.
rights. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.